in late 90s, there was this group of fearless people making films and trying to break boundaries, do something different. What happened during that time? Why was that period such a critical time in Thai cinema?
1996, 97, 98 is a very interesting period of Thai cinema because we have people that just graduated from graduate school, like Apichat Pong from, and then people like Ben Ek from advertising. But Ben Ek loves cinema. Apichat Pong loves cinema. Even though they come from different background, they bring something new into it. I myself, just similar situation with Apichat Pong, but less passionate and less fearful because Apichat Pong is he's out there. He's like have no fear, right? Similar to Penek and Nonsi. This is in terms of directors. Nonsi, this is another important person because he worked with main normal old studio and created the work like 2499, Antaphan Khong Meung that I told you that become blockbuster. Visit, also from advertising. And Yong Yut, who's from advertising. They are very successful already in what they're doing. And they have a very deep understanding and love cinema. The Thai cinema at that time was in the lowest. You know, people don't go to cinema anymore. People don't give respect to cinema anymore. Even me, when I go back and I decide to do film, my dad asked, like, how could you do a business or work in an area where there's no business? And I'm like naive enough as I am. I said, so we must create it. So all these people, I think it's a good time because all this, it's kind of like coming together at the same time. And Mr. Tony Rain, who I respect very much, he is like, he has been long, big supporter of Thai cinema and Asia and, you know, like more Asia because Thai cinema doesn't have much, right? So festival like Vancouver, in which we all get to, you know, participate and stuff, and it coming at a good time, and but also I was coming because I study here. I understand the role of producing because before that I don't think they produced, they just made film. I think that's what's missing in Thai cinema, and I think like when you just drift, when you do things without having a big plan and then the end game, even though you don't know exactly what the end game is, but you must try to have the end game and a plan. So there's people like me, and then another person who, Kun Om, she's passed away at 39, the late Kun Duong Kamon Lim Jalern, who is another person that worked with Grammy and stuff, and she turned out to be another independent producer that worked closely with Nonsi and Penek. And so, and Tony Rain, and then also in terms of you know, literature, like writing, there's Kong Ritti, Pim Paga, and Shalida of Thai Film Foundation, because Shalida created Thai Film Foundation with the Thai Film Archive out of nowhere when no one cared, they have no help. They have no help from government. It's interesting because I'm trying to think how we all found each other. Right? It's a much smaller group. I think it could be through the Thai Film Foundation at that time that they start doing a Thai short film contest. And so everyone found one another, right? And that's how the contents can become so varied, because from short film, it can be anything, depend on each other person. We didn't think that we were doing something really artsy. or that if that what you call, we think we're doing a normal thing, like in terms of contents. So we get to experiment with both content and the method, because there's nothing, and we know that we can do something that go forward. Let's say, I'm not saying better, but not like this, not like stuck in here when no one watch film, no one do anything new. Apichatpong and I, we know no one in film business, and we sort of have more like, aside from Pene, have more artsy background, because I study fine art photography, Apichatpong study art. At the beginning, there's some tension because we are non-advertised people. We don't trust advertised people because we don't understand. We think they make so much money, and the first Rotterdam that mysterious object at noon premiere, the first time we have to premiere at Rotterdam because we got the fund, the first Hilbert Ball. And at that time, Nonsi Pene was there. We don't know them, but luckily, my good friend, who is the main actor of Pene, it's my close friend from grade school. So we get to talk to Pene more, and like slowly like that. And then I think what happened is, I think eventually after we pass across the reluctant, or like, because
Suspicion.
not just the reluctant, hey, everyone have problem. They're trying to do something different. Everyone come from different places, trying that every different way. And then when the work come out, right, I think they all have respect for one another of what each other do. And even though we're like, oh, I don't understand this film or whatever, I wouldn't be like, we have respect in terms of the fighting spirit of how it's done. And I think what's good is, and everyone stick to what they do best.
Yes.
So
this is something very unique about Thai cinema,
right.
And it's very exciting about it. When you think about major film movements in the world, in the past and present, French New Wave, Italian Neorealism, or the current Romanian cinema, or Chinese independent films, there are commonalities among the filmmakers in terms of subject matters or the aesthetic decisions. And you can look at certain things that would make one movement coherent. But Thai cinema is very different because everyone seems to be doing something very different. Everyone respects each other. And
in my opinion,
there is a like a kindred spirit shared among the filmmakers.
Right, because everyone that you have to fight to get those, to get to do what you want. Because as I said, not saying that studio are bad, but because they have big enough problem themselves for a long time. Right? But they might not know how to get out of it. Some owner love cinema, and this method have been made or they have been doing it for 20 years. And it's time for them to do new thing, like rearrange, whatever you call it, to the organization. The audience change, the world change, but they can't seem to manage to do it. Not saying, but if we are young, we think of them as a bad guy. So sometimes we okay, we share that thing that we have to fight against studio. I think that's the spirit. So in the early year of independent cinema, it's different than now, because now, as I said, at least I feel like the success of it is like there's a platform now to go, right? And even go bigger, to do bigger thing now from the independent. At that time, we created that, and I give a full credit to Joe, because he's fearless. he was like, let's do it. And I was like, okay, let's think. Or sometimes I think of something and I'm okay. And I have a lot of friends who doesn't know him and say like, Tona, isn't that a bit dangerous? Or like, like, when now you think about it, yeah, it's kind of is, but you know, but without that fearless, you know, we wouldn't be here today.